Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the True Rock and Roll Podcast. I'm here with Sue Ann Carwell and King Edward Wright. And today we're doing Do It Again
Oh
by
my
Steely Dan.
God,
We
Steely.
love some Steely Dan.
Mm,
What were you saying about them, King Edward?
I love them, baby. I love them so much. They was for real band. And Steely Dan, he just unbelievable, unbelievable
yeah,
guy, and a hell of a writer. But
You were
it just
saying something earlier about them in Cleveland. What happened?
now that was
Oh,
in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, they came to Atlanta, and I went backstage. I enjoyed them so much, and they was thrilled that I used to work with Leon Russell. We sit there and talk and stuff. But they, I mean, Steely Dan, God Almighty.
they were another group that went through a lot of transformations too. But for me, my favorite era for them was this one that we're going to do right now.
Yes,
I like their early music. Their later music kind of crossed over into like jazz fusion and
yeah,
a few
yeah,
other
yeah,
things, but
yeah.
their early stuff is the stuff that I really
That's
appreciate.
right. That's right. That's right.
So anyway, Joanne, let's go ahead and get started. Do It Again by Steely Dan.
In the morning you go running for the man who stole your water. Then you fight till he is dawning, but they catch you at the border. And the mourners are all singing as they drag you by your feet. But the hangman isn't hanging, and they put you on the street. Yeah, you go back, Jack, do it again. Wheel turning round and round. You go back, Jack, do it again. When you climb up.
You know what this looks like? What was that show that used to be on? What was it called? The Midnight Special?
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
Don
yeah,
Remember that?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what
Come
it
on.
reminds me of.
Yeah, that's what that set looked like it was from the Midnight Special, right?
And you
Right,
know what's
right.
funny? I didn't even know that was them. Like, because only one that I remember is that I see your picture.
Yeah,
Da,
yeah,
da, da.
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
record. But
Hmm.
what a transformation.
Yeah, from that into that whole Asia album was really unique. A kind of progression for them. But a lot of groups went through those kind of progressions,
Trans-
especially the Isley Brothers. They're a
Right,
perfect
yeah,
example of, progressing from that sound they had in the 50s to the 60s to the 70s to the 80s. And Quincy Jones was always really good at, transforming and just keeping up with things that happen.
yeah, yeah. But I always liked the song. It just reminded me of a Spanish kind of salsa vibe. But
Yeah.
then again, I was what? What year did that come out?
That came out in like 1973 or 4.
74. And so when I was with them, and when they came to Atlanta, that was in the 90s, and
Oh, wow.
they was totally different. I mean, totally different. But they was still cold blooded. God, they do God was something else.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
That is
always love
so
it when you
cool.
say that.
Well, man, let's go. Don't stop it now.
Right. Go ahead, Joanne. Let's finish up.
find your only friend. In a room with your two-timer, and you're sure you're near the end. Then you love a little wild one, and she brings you only sorrow. All the time, you know she's smiling. You'll be on your knees tomorrow. Till you go back, Jack, do it again. We'll turn it round and round. You go back, Jack, do it again.
So that sounds like a sitar to me. That's what I was trying to think of. What sounds I was hearing, other than, the normal guitar music, but that sounded kind of Ravi Shankar sitar music. What do you think?
That was, it sounded like a Stratocaster that he was playing.
Mm-hmm.
So it
And
was,
I
that's the type of guitar?
I don't know what a
I
sitar.
don't know a lot about guitars, King Edward. You have to school us.
yeah, it was Stratocaster. Jimi Hendrix really put the name out for a Stratocaster because he plays the Strat, and everybody wanted to play after they heard Jimmy play it.
Right,
And so,
right.
well, what you're hearing is a Stratocaster that he is playing, make it sound like that. And it's not a wah wah pedal or anything, but it's the way the reverb is coming out to be that unique sound that you listen to.
So you don't think that he's using any kind of pedal, any kind of effect on the pedal?
Now, see
It's just
on the
guitar. Yeah, yeah. It's just yeah.
yes,
It's it's like it's like having a microphone. Like I can't in the studio. It's hard for me to sing on just any kind of microphone. Like you can have
yeah,
the most expensive tube mic, but that doesn't mean that my voice is going to sound good on that microphone.
right,
Right.
right, right.
One mic is good for me is like the Neumann.
You
One
remember
eight
you
one
remember
eight.
the old fashioned mics years ago, the real big, huge, and there was and all the artists wanted to use that particular mic because
Yeah,
they had a unique sound in the studio.
Hmm.
It really
that
did,
that's how it is for me. Like with a Neumann mic, I like a Neumann because my voice is already thick, but it rounds it and it just makes it, full. So it's
Yes,
just like,
yes.
guitar sounds. It just depends on the how, a good tight neck guitar. I think, I mean, you guys would know better than I do because I was bored after trying to learn to play guitar after like a week. I was like, my fingers are hurting.
We call it overdubbing. You know.
Overdubbing. They can
Yes.
Hmm.
overdub.
Yeah, you remember that, don't you?
Of course, overdub all the
Back
track.
in the day. Yes.
Yeah,
And see, in the
that's
I
right.
studio,
remember it. I just
Oh,
didn't know what it meant.
in the
yeah,
studio now,
right.
in the studio now, it's totally different. It's totally
Totally
different. It's nothing like the old days back in the day. It's
Where you
totally
had to
different.
improvise to make things sound the way you wanted them to.
Yes,
right.
yes, yes,
Hmm.
yes.
But I'm not mad. It's like, it's like even like when I go out, it's like you should I've learned now to just like carry my mic with me,
With
and
you,
I
right,
bought
right, right,
and
right.
I bought amazing mic recently. It's a Sennheiser, I think a 421 or something. But I bought it. I bought the older model because the older model, man, this mic is so tight, man, it won't feed back. It won't. Prince used this mic. And
Yeah,
then I
yeah,
seen Beyonce just use the mic on her new tour, but she's got the old one that
right,
is the real
right,
good one. I went
Okay.
right,
found this old Sennheiser, and man, when I tell you it's tight, you ain't gonna hear no buzzing, no sounds. I mean, you just it's amazing. So equipment and sounds are very important. You could tell you can always tell a band or a singer that either is a just sings around town, and you could tell the difference of somebody who does real records.
Right. Right.
I do real records.
Let's go ahead and finish up.
I was going to make a point about the guitar player, but I'll make it later.
Okay.
Now you swear and kick in Vegas that you're not a gambling man. Then you'll find you're back in Vegas with a handle in your hand. Your black cards can make you money, so you hide them when you're able. In the land of milk and honey, you must put them on the table. Yeah, you go back, Jack, do it again. We'll turn it round and round. You go back, Jack, do it again.
So that's why it's always like you can just always tell when cats that really do records, because
right.
even when they're live, you could just hear everything precisely, like you know and the music actually is a lot like slower and laid back. It's just something I can't even explain versus somebody who just plays in the band all the time. You could just really tell that there's really no what do you call that, like they just don't have that I
They're
don't know.
real comfortable together. They have a rapport.
Well, see, Steely
Yeah,
Dan,
but
the Congo player, he loved the Congo player. The Congo player was like African, and that's what
yeah,
Steely Dan was off into, that particular sound. That's why he always used the Congo player. And the
Okay.
Congo
wow.
player that he had back in the day was from Cuba.
Uh-huh.
Cuba.
Cuba,
Yeah.
my place, Cuba.
And Donald Fagen did go on to do some stuff without them too after that. And
Yes,
I
yes,
think that's that sound that we hear, in that Asia album that he did in the 19 late 70s and early 80s.
right, right, right.
So, yeah, I always like the congas too.
Always,
And then
Is that
always,
is that
all
the
my life.
same guy singing who is singing today?
Donald
Faith.
Fagen,
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know if they're still together today. I don't know if he's
Yeah,
performing.
they,
If somebody out there knows, please leave us a message in the
yes,
comments and
yes,
we'll
yes,
we'll
yes,
answer that next time, you
Yeah,
yes.
know.
Because the last album, they haven't did anything since then. It's been quite some time, and all they was
Right.
doing was touring on the road, you know, And so it got kind of tiresome for them, because they got older and stuff, and they had family and all that.
Like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm young. I'm young as they come, baby. I
Everybody but
believe in
you,
all
Joe.
cosmetic surgeries, and I believe in making it look like I'm really, really young. Oh
Well,
Yeah.
yes.
guess what? You don't have to do any of that. You look
See,
like
Sue,
you're really, really
Sue
young
Ann, you still so
naturally.
beautiful, darling. Everybody come in.
Oh,
I send your
y'all
picture
are.
out to a lot of people. They say, "Who is that?" I said, "That's one of my beautiful girls that I'm working with."
That's right, King. I love you.
Oh, baby,
And and
I
Andrea,
give
Andrea,
you and Andrea, I give both of y'all props, baby. I mean, I talk
you
really
too,
good
though.
about you.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
You
Well, we
too,
try not to let
and
ourselves go. You know,
you know,
trying to keep it together.
Yeah,
honey,
yeah.
I be in the car pulling it together, honey. I put makeup on in the car while I'm driving. Laugh, I'm here. We gonna make it happen, bro. I'm gonna have a punk. There's a beauty supply right across the street. Girl, I'll go there and get a photo. That thing on hook or crook.
Right.
That this was beautiful, man. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
You
Yes,
guys look so good together. If you guys have any comments, leave them in the comment box. I want to know if that's the original singer.
yes, it is. It's
Donald
no
Fagen.
Don
He's
Fagan,
the
bad,
original singer.
bad
Donald
man.
Fagen.
See,
Mm-hmm.
he's
Wow.
a keyboard. He was a keyboard player, but he used to start out with an organ. And see, the keyboard came in late. It wasn't no keyboard back in the day.
Uh-huh.
And
True.
so, well, when he started using the keyboard, and that's why you hear a lot of different tunes and sound because he played the hell out of that keyboard. And the keyboard have so many options where it can make it sound like this and sound like that and all that. But
Mm-hmm.
Like a
he's
Fender
A
band.
synthesizer. Isn't that what they
like the
call it?
synthesizer. Exactly, exactly,
Right.
exactly, exactly.
Well, back yeah, then they came out the OB8, and they just and then now they have those same kind of patches, I guess, in different
Yes, yes.
key.
Mm-hmm.
But I just love sound music and notes, and there's not a note on a key on a piano that I am not in love with.
See, that's what George Duke put the keyboard into another level, baby. George Duke was unbelievable, but see, he freaked people out, and
Weren't
with
you
his
working with them, Sue Ann, back in
yes, she
He
back in
did
the
did.
a
Yeah,
day?
he did a song. He did a song on my record, but we had no more budget.
yeah,
Like the record company would give me another dime. I was up there fighting with I need more money. They was like, nope. I had to call EBAN.
yeah, yeah.
E- and I called my brother because Carl
Mm-hmm.
used to sing all of the stuff with George Duke,
Oh, okay, okay.
and my
Yes, he
brother
did. I remember. I do.
and my brother called George and say, "Hey man, you got to help Sue Ann. She's got this solo, blah 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 blah." I just knew he was going to ask for $10,000 million. He was like, "Where do I come?"
Oh, see, it's all about the joy.
That's
Came
right.
to
That's right.
Enterprise. Man. He laid this song on my record called "For Love and Money." People were
I
doing it.
remember that song.
Yep,
Yeah.
it
Surely
came
you
in there.
break my heart, but I'll be there beside you with lots of love to give. No, you don't want me now, but I know
Hey,
someday you take a look
All right,
around.
King.
I played that
yeah,
on I played that on my guitar, George Duke. I love George Duke, and when he was with Frank Zablin, see Frank Zablin, man, woo, don't let me get off into it. I mean,
Hang on to that story, King. We got plenty
okay,
more coming.
sweetheart,
because
okay,
but
So, everybody,
guess
please
what?
leave a comment, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe.
But let me
please
say
do.
this: station is the bomb, diggity baby,
Okay.
Cold blooded, baby, cold blooded.
All
cold blood.
right, you guys. We'll see you at the next one.
Bye,
Bye.
Ciao.
Bella.